Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Savage. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are staying safe. And today we're going to be talking about the Apex Legends Season 8 wish list. So these are the things that I personally have, looking back and looking forward into Apex Legends, I've written down that I would love to see in Apex Legends if possible. I don't have solos included in this because I believe that Respawn has made it very clear that they did not intend on making solos a permanent thing. If anything, it might come out as a limited time mode and all that, but they don't have any intentions. They say it hurts the game, so I mean, yada yada yada. It's whatever they choose, so sure, whatever. But I would actually like to know what you guys think or what you guys would want going forward in Apex Legends Season 8 and beyond that. If there's anything that I missed or anything that I didn't include, or if you agree with anything, put it down in the comments down below. Let's have a discussion going. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the number one thing that I put down for my wish list is a new rank rewards. The current rank rewards are borderline non-existent, and honestly, I would dare say they're trash. You're just not worth it, right? Right now, the only people that truly get rewarded in Apex Legends for playing ranked are Predators and Masters. Let's be honest, Apex Legends, it's pretty much the same people that maybe a few new people that are almost reach diamond, hit all the way, Masters this season. But for the most part, and again, because there's a split, most of the time it's always the same amount of people or the same type of people that play Apex Legends that get the same reward. Nobody else, you don't have an incentive to try. For example, originally my goal was to, get into Plat and see it, and because I originally made Plat last season, so I was like, okay, for this season 7, let's make Plat and also try to see if we can get over to Plat 1, right? But I gave up because I was like, what am I working towards? Plat, you don't get anything when you get in Plat, and it's literally you're just sweating 24/7, working your butt off for no result, honestly, because you have to get it twice before you even get the animated badge. So I don't want to stay too long on this, but yeah, literally fuck weapon charms, because that is the only thing you get for any ranked. I believe personally they should make new rewards, maybe skins, emotes, and make better in dive trails, honestly, for each level. Obviously, you don't have to drop it all the way to bronze and silver, heck, maybe not even gold, but at least for people who hit platinum above, maybe for the whole of Plat there's a skin you get, and then when you hit diamond there's a skin you get, and then or a skin and something, and then when you hit Masters you get the dive, the dive trail, and then when you hit Predators you get a different dive trail, you get a different skin, you get a arm, all that kind of stuff. So it adds up the higher you go. At least you're working towards something. Next thing I'm going to talk about is more progressive rewards / content. Now what I mean by that is that in Apex Legends, and I've talked about this a lot in my streams and stuff, but you're not working towards anything at all. You literally just playing the game to either, and honestly the only badges that ever truly matter, or you ever see people really flexing, or the Predator badge, the Master badge, the 2K badge, the 4K badge, the 4K badge, the 20 kills badge, and the 10-10-10 badge, and that's pretty much it. Nobody gives a fuck about anything. The only other badges that maybe matter are the event badges or the battle pass badges, and that's about it. Apex Legends, no other badges are worthwhile, honestly. It's just more of a keep safe, just have it there. So, and that's a room for things that they can do, give challenges that actually give us reward and not just XP. For example, I have here having a what they call evolving badge, kind of how in, because there are badges where it's get 100 kills with this sledge. It's win 100 times, win 5 times, 50 times, 100, and 500 times, I think. That's it evolves, right? But do that but for different things, an evolving badge for sniper kills, get a badge for killing 100 people using snipers, and then get a badge, and then it evolves to 500 kills using snipers, to 1,000 kills using snipers. It gives you something to work towards. Another one, and this one is for Legends specifically, it would be getting a badge for the number of reses you get, right? So for example, get 100 reses using Lifeline, and you get and you get the little badge, or you get the banner, and the banner evolves the higher the badge is. So you get the regular, maybe a regular heart radar banner where you can get 100 kills, when you get 100 revives, and then when you get 500 revives, it evolves to a better banner, and then when you like maybe so like from a blue to like a rare, and then when you finally get like 1,000 revives using Lifeline, it evolves to like 1,000 to a legendary banner. That is something that at least gives you, even Lifeline mains, it gives you something to work towards, right? If you're bored and you want to main Lifeline for a bit, you can play her and like have that in the back of your head. There's something to grind towards, which right now there's nothing in Apex Legends. I mean, and that's the thing, you get limited time modes, but they're limited time modes, so like they keep your attention for a little bit, but honestly after 2, 3, 4 days at most, they're obsolete. You don't care about them anymore. Moving on, this was gonna be quick. Better skill-based matchmaking for ranked. I mean, so right now I heard good news that they're gonna be tweaking it a little bit, so now it doesn't prioritize getting into a lobby quicker than it does giving you a proper matchmaking, so that is good. And this is supposed to be coming in like into the season 8, so I'm really excited for that. But yeah, it was really horrible because it always want to put you in a game as fast as possible, so it overthrew whatever matchmaking you're supposed to be in, and whoever's ready, be it predators or diamonds or bronze people, you all just get thrown in together, which was bullshit in my opinion. So I love that. Another thing, this one is actually copying from Call of Duty, but I don't care because they copy each other every time. And for this one is cheaper, better bundles. Now what I mean by that is I don't want the bullshit they put out like they did in the Christmas event. I'm never gonna forgive them for that shit. That was some bullshit, because basically they put the wrong skins in the wrong gun skins with the wrong legend skins, and so if you wanted to have them all, you had to buy it, which was like, that was, I'm 100% sure that was an EA plot, and that was stupid, and I was so fucking mad. Like, I didn't even purchase it because I was gonna get the Lobo one, but I was like, that I just felt disgusted, so I didn't. Instead, what they should do is make it cheaper, because that means a lot more. This is one thing I don't always understand. If you make it cheaper, you're making it more accessible to a lot more people, compared to just, the most loyal and the most willing will purchase the high. No, it makes no fucking sense. Make it so more people can purchase it. You pretty much get either the same amount or even more money, because more people would be willing to purchase something a lot cheaper than it is to purchase one thing that's like a lot that isn't good. I don't think I've ever bought an Apex bundle that I felt good about, and that's weird considering the fact that I've bought Call of Duty bundles and I don't feel bad. Like, I forget about it. There was a time I bought like 3 different Call of Duty bundles within a week. That's $30. I was like, I'm chilling. But Apex, like, I spend $20 and I'm like, on one skin or what it called. I'm like, bro, it feels like I'm now obligated to play this legend for so long, or like to devote myself to this legend for some bit. It's not worth it, honestly. It never feels like it's worth it. And so what I would say is, like, individual like legend skins, or legend bundles is what I would say. So for example, and make sure it matches, like a banner or skin, a banner, and a quip or something. That's something that you feel, at least you feel like you're getting more bang for your buck. So that's something I would really, really prefer. Call of Duty does it, and they do it well. For example, like, at least when you buy a $10 bundle or a $20 bundle, like, you get at least 2 gun blueprints. You get a banner. You get sometimes, depending on how much you put in, you get an execution. That is something compared to like Apex Legends, where you pay 1,800 crystals, which is pretty much $20. It's also a bullshit, because it's like 200 away from 20, and you only get one skin. And that one skin you only get for like one legend. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I feel like if they made cheaper bundles, so like like I said, a banner, maybe a badge, a skin, throwing a little bit of quips here and there, and just something, even if it's a tracker, like, or a full-on tracker, like, it's awesome. Like, it's better, is just what I'll say. Heck, if some of them came with like Apex crystals, like, that would just be a lot. I don't know, that just fits me well, and that's one thing I would really, really like for Apex Legends to consider. And to compare that, I would also like the market to actually get an upgrade. The market is ugly, honestly. Well, not ugly, how do I put this? it gets boring after like 2 or 3 days because it's the same thing. I mean, I understand it for people who like may not play Apex every day or every other day, so you have time to see it and see all the things that are there. But Apex Legends literally has to be the most boring looking market that I've ever seen, right? Because you always get like, it's like what, 4, you get 2 things that you can buy if you have the originals, which are like $20. Like for a gun skin, 20, it makes no sense. But you have 2, and then you can purchase like Apex using Apex credits, the red one. You can purchase like the alternative color mode, and then you have 2 charms, which again, I don't understand who loves charms so much that they will pay $5 for it. It makes no fucking sense to me, but sure. And then you get like 2 main event, like main eye skins, which one is always a gun skin, which is again $20, makes no fucking sense, and the other one is always like a champion skin with like Apex, Apex packs, which honestly it's like not worth it. It's like a guaranteed blue. Fuck no. So it always looks boring, it never looks interesting, and I really hope they change that. And that's just another thing. So far, if you guys agree with what I'm saying, let me know in the comments down below. If you don't, or if you disagree, or you think there's a better option, you can also put it down in the comments. But moving on, now I'll go into like buffs and nerfs. First and foremost, Wattson needs a buff. If you guys, I talked about this, but not just on stream, but also with my buddies. When we were talking about the buff, we were thinking like, if you made her fences invisible, but I feel like in a way that might be overpowered in a sense, but just something, bro. She needs something, because especially with the way Apex is right now, it feels like, at least, and I'm not even in high level lobby, right? I'm an average player, I like to believe. Apex Legends, it feels like it's almost impossible to learn a new legend because of how much you have to sweat each game. Again, my buddy Oxidai, he was streaming, and originally the goal of his stream was to run non-meta guns, right? And some way, halfway through the stream, I made a joke, like we found him playing Wraith using Mastiff R9, like Wingman, sweaty as fuck. Like, you can't just not sweat in Apex Legends anymore. So it makes it almost borderline impossible to learn Legend. So that's why a lot of times I make fun of people who like stick to a main, but they don't really have a choice, because you never get the chance to experience learning a new Legend. So this is actually something I'm thinking on the fly right now, and I believe maybe skill-based matchmaking should be based on the individual Legend that you play compared to like your entire account. So for example, if I'm playing Octane, right, because Octane is like, I'll say, is my second highest actually, Wraith is my first, but if I was playing Octane, right, put me in the kind of lobbies that like resemble my Octane stat, is what I like to believe. Right now, this is just me thinking off the rip again. I'm going off script and just thinking, but it might not work, because then you have a lot of people playing, a lot of sweats going to their lowest legend just to like frag out. But then again, I believe that a lot of times, a lot of sweats will end up like most of their legends are high in the thousands. Again, like there's sometimes I see Pathfinders with 40k. It makes no sense. Like what, Shiv has 100,000 kills with Bangalore. So I feel like, and I'm sure maybe his lowest is like 10,000 on the legend he plays the least, right? So that's something that maybe they could consider doing. So basically, when you go into a match, based on the legend you choose. But then again, I don't know. That's just whatever it is. Anyway, again, that was just like out in the corner. That was a little tangent. But going back to what I was going off of, Wattson needs a buff. She definitely does. Maybe in higher lobbies, they might not really recognize it. Pros might think it, especially because ALG and like, especially like in the previous seasons, it was Wattson, Gibraltar, and Pathfinder array intertwinable. But in at least the lobbies where I'm at right now, she's really like, she's useless, because honestly, it's like I would rather run a caustic. Why run a Wattson when you could get a caustic? Because think about it, you throw his gas thing, gets rid of her pylons, you crypto alter, makes her completely useless, like all her defense is gone. So there's really nothing. At least with crypto's ult, it doesn't affect caustic's banner. And you can pick it up real quick and then throw it back down right before the ult goes off. So like, there are those kind of things. She needs a buff. Moving on, the longbow needs a buff. The longbow is literally the most useless sniper in Apex Legends right now. Argue with me. Facts. Like, like for even, and this is just I guess my ultimate cards to end whatever arguments anybody would want to start right now. The base damage for the triple take is 69. Nice. The base damage for the Sentinel is 70. The base damage for the charge rifle, that's like if you hit the two, so like the charge shot and the final shot, is 90. The base damage for the longbow is 55. 110 for headshots, 139 for the triple take headshot. I think it trickles between 145 in for the Sentinel, and for the charge rifle, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's also really high. I don't know. I don't be hitting headshots with charge rifle, to be honest. But yeah, right now the longbow is the lowest damage dealing sniper in Apex Legends, and it's the only sniper that requires the most attachments. For example, not only does it require a stock, it also requires extended mag, it also requires a barrel stabilizer, it also requires a skull piercer. So it requires way too much stuff, and at the end of the day, it doesn't even do insane damage. So yeah, it needs an absolute buff, and honestly, the skull piercer, you'd be better using it with a wingman than you do using it with a longbow. So yeah, moving on, the Mastiff needs to fucking go. Alright, Peacekeeper has been vaulted for way too long, and the Mastiff needs to go back into the fucking hole where it came from. And, or if you're not gonna try to bring it back, put it back in, they need to nerf it a significant amount, because whoever thought or whoever buff nerfed it the first time needs to get fired. I'm joking, but like, bro, you need to reduce pay for a month. Because fuck you, you thought that you actually made a difference. You didn't. The Mastiff is a horrible sniper in Apex Legends. It is a bullshit gun, and literally, it is the embodiment of bullshit and sweat that assholes carry around in Apex Legends to ruin fun for everybody else. Argue with them. I hate that gun to fucking death. Like, even pros hate that gun. Like, it's... Whew. Reel it back in. It is one of the worst guns in Apex Legends in creation. And why? And it's not even fair, because one thing I've noticed, and let me know in the comments down below if I'm just speculating right now or I'm actually onto something. The Mastiff in the care package is way stronger than the Peacekeeper in the care package. I never pick up the Peacekeeper in the care package because, well, it doesn't feel strong. If anything, it feels more like a burden. I'm like, I've never seen a Peacekeeper in the care package, and I'm like, you know what? I am willing to drop this gun I have right now and pick up this Peacekeeper, because I know I'm going to go crazy with it. Not because, I don't hit my Peacekeeper shots. It's more so even the Peacekeeper shots that I do hit, it doesn't feel effective. The Mastiff in the care package was scary, right? That dude got a Mastiff, okay, I can't get close to him. Honestly, it feels like they just brought it out of it and they nerfed it a tad bit, just a tiny bit. But for the Peacekeeper, it's like they just gave it all the attachments and didn't buff it. It's almost like they gave it the Prowler treatment. The Prowler was strong as it was, so it didn't really need much of a buff. But the Peacekeeper, it was almost like they kept all the nerfs that they gave it originally, and they just gave it like level 4 or level 3 stuff, and that was it. So in my opinion, I feel like the Mastiff just needs to disappear from existence, vanish into the dark realm, never come back. But as this is Apex Legends, and it has skins and shit like that, I'll be settled with it going back into the fucking vault or into the care package, or nerfing it significantly. In fact, I would feel even better if they vaulted it. Like, what I mean by that is, like, you could literally only pick up the Mastiffs in a vault. And that's something they could do, because the vault sometimes it gives you really good loot or really bad loot. They should put like a gold weapon in the vault, right? And so kind of like how it's in the care package, how like certain like attachments are in the care package and you can't find them in the regular loot, they should do that for vault weapons. So let me know what you guys think about it. But that's my thing for the Mastiff. Fuck that gun. Moving on, Apex Legends. This one's more of a subtle one, but Apex Legends counter, like it should, so basically like a Apex Legends pack counter. So what this is basically, it tells you how many packs you have till 500, just so you know how close you are to getting an heirloom. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm never gonna use my own money to buy Apex packs. I'm just not gonna do it. But I would like to know, because I've been level 500 for like almost a whole year now, honestly, and I have no clue how many packs I've opened. So I don't know if I'm still like far away from getting it, or if I'm actually like a lot closer. It would be nice to know, kind of like how they're bringing damages into the game, so now you can see the damage that you have in game. So that would be really great, but it would just be really nice to also see how many care packages you've opened over the course of your account career, I guess. Moving on, Lifeline needs a nerf. The nerf that I'm talking about is her reses need to be nerfed, honestly. And this is one that I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to like go towards it, but like it wouldn't be fair and it wouldn't be right if I didn't touch on it. But Lifeline, how she's able to insta res someone just as soon as they get knocked again, that's it's bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. She needs to nerf it. My guess is, and my suggestion is to make it kind of like Octane Stim, where every 2 seconds you can activate it. And honest, like if you know what, 2 seconds, every 1 second, 1.5 seconds, something like that. But it needs to have a little buffer, a little cooldown period, because it is ridiculous how many times you can like knock somebody, or you can, and Lifeline just goes back to resume like it's nobody's business, you know, like back to back on the fly. There are many times when like I just have to kill one more person, and this probably just isn't happening to only me, but it's where I have to kill just one person and I squad wipe. But guess what? The last person is the Lifeline, and she's rezzing the team over and over and over again. It's fucking insane. But that's it with Lifeline. Another thing, I need like new finishers and new banners. We've been getting new quips, and it's like, yeah, it's cool, but who really pays attention? And that's one thing. Before I used to care a lot, right? I used to enjoy it. I used to like choose my quips and stuff like that. But after a while, it's like, in game, other than when you're like flying, like right before you drop, who actually presses quips and just like try them around? Like nobody does. You're busy trying to survive or find people or kill people. Like nobody really cares. So like rather than throwing all these quips every fucking 5 events, or like I don't know, every level up or some shit, like how about you drop finishers, banners? You can associate these finishers and banners to progress and content and challenges and all that kind of stuff. Like, don't just give us XP, bro. Like, give us stuff, give us things to work towards. And that is one thing that just really holds Apex back. But moving on. Now we're just gonna go for a little quick round. If you're still watching the video, we really appreciate it. I know it's a long video, but I feel like everything I'm talking and touching about is something that Apex Legends really needs, or I feel like would improve Apex Legends drastically. And again, you know, if you agree with any of these, let me know. If you don't, let me know. So anyway, Mirage needs a buff. I actually prefer when he used to go invisible, but now, like, I don't know, it feels like it's very easy unless you do it perfectly, or unless you're like in a spot where like the enemy doesn't see you when you pop your ult. You just have to shoot, because they all pop out, they don't run away, right? They all just jump out and mimic you. So it's very easy to like shoot everybody really quickly and see which one gets a little tink, and you just focus on him. So I feel like he needs a buff. Training Ground needs an upgrade. I feel like you shouldn't need to do the whole glitch ritual before you can fight against bots. It should be like a little switch or a little activation thing where you can activate it and the bots like start fighting you. I wish you could increase the difficulty of the bots, kind of like how like multiplayer hero shooters do it. So for example, in Overwatch, you can play against bots and you can increase the difficulty of the bots. That's something I wish Apex Legends should like adapt. So maybe it's like their aim becomes a lot quicker, or they're more like they dodge more. I don't know, just give them something. They're faster, they don't, I don't know, just something that gives you more of a challenge. So like when you're practicing in the training grounds, you actually like feel like you're in a match, not just shooting like moving targets. That would be really nice. Also, in terms of training grounds, a versus mode would be nice. So, I mean, people already go to the training grounds to 1v1. Another thing that would be really cool, this is a very, very cool concept, and it respawn. I know it's fairly impossible, but if you're watching this, being able to 1v1 people, like not just your friends, but like queue up for a 1v1 in Apex Legends training ground would be awesome. I mean, you already see people dropping their emotes and their like, you know, explosions going around, people's ultimates like registering in each other's training ground. I don't know if it's just me, but I experienced that a lot, where I'm just chilling and all of a sudden I see a Watson all just explode behind me or something like that. So basically, it would be really, really cool if people's if you could 1v1 people in training ground. Maybe you get like 30 seconds to like a minute to put whatever gear you want Obviously, like maybe the highest gear, so between like gold and red or something like that. You can choose whatever gun equipment you want, whatever attachments you need, and just like, you know, a countdown 3, 2, 1, and then you go. And then like best out of 3, or you can choose. It would be really, really epic. I feel like a lot of people would do it. I feel like it's for good content. I don't know, it just makes Apex a lot more versatile. That's awesome. Moving on. You need to make Bloodhound's head smaller. Yeah, that's it. Moving on. No more ugly Bangalore skins, please, especially the legendaries, bro. Like, I'm not a Bangalore main, but she's definitely in my top 3. In fact, yeah, I was gonna say top 5, but she's definitely in my top 3. So it always hurts me every time there's like a legendary, especially it's never the blues or the purples. It's always the legendaries or the event-based skins that are just trash. Now I'm not gonna lie, the Fight Club one, it was decent. It was okay. But there's so many Bangalore skins. I think 5 out of the 8 legendary / event skins that we've gotten have been total doo-doo butter. Please do better. And finally, I just feel like a better solo queuing experience. Again, I said this, Respawn, they don't plan on making solos a thing, but solo queuing in Apex Legends, it's a nightmare. It really is. And as somebody who, like, most of the time I play solo as well, it's a nightmare, man. You know, and I don't blame it. A lot of people, Apex Legends is literally a team-based game. So, you know, 90% of people don't, or like I'll say good 80% of people on the average day don't use their mics. I'm included in that list as well. And then, you know, you play against people who might be duo queuing, trio queuing. Like, it just, you really don't stand much of a chance. You know, you're trying to ping to your teammate that like someone, there's a third party coming, but man probably doesn't care and not listening because he's 1v1ing this guy, you know, ego challenging him right now. And that team that is about to push us is a 3-man squad, full communications on point, and they have decent aim. You're not gonna win that. I mean, or at least 8 out of 10 times you're not gonna win that. So the Apex, and I think literally Apex is without a doubt the #1 BR with the worst solo experience. Because at least with PUBG you can skeeve and just like, you know, you can play around. I mean, Warzone you can, you know, mess around. Apex Legends is such a third-party heavy type of game that it's fucking ridiculous. And the final thing, right? Sorry, that wasn't the final thing. The final thing would be to reduce the gunshot noises. This one I just came up with in my head because this is something I've always talked about, but I forgot to add it to the list. Reducing gun sounds, because there should be no reason why I'm in Sorting Factory about to slide into No Name and I'm already hearing the fights going on in Fragment. Okay, I shouldn't be in Refinery and hear, like, you know, someone using a triple take or fucking Sentinel in like Fragment East. You know, like Gibby ults, I can understand it, maybe like I hear the little cues, you know, like subtle sounds. But when it comes to like gunfights that are literally happening where I'm like 2 POIs away from it, that's what increases third partying, right? You know, especially when it's not somewhere as big as like Olympus. Olympus has its own audios. Like certain areas in Olympus, the audios is fucking ridiculous. But at least in the places as huge as Olympus, which you can still hear gun sound from far away, at least it takes you a while to get there. In places that are smaller, like Kings Canyon or World's Edge, where all you gotta do is just like, you know, in fact, to take a geyser, to set a zip line, you know, jump tower, and you're there already, or you're halfway there. It's the sounds of the guns, fights, and everything needs to be reduced. But that's pretty much it for this video. That's pretty much it for my list. I know it was a much longer video. I apologize, but I just wanted to get out there my wish list for Apex Legends, not just for Season 8, honestly, just for moving forward. And I want to know what you guys' opinion is about this topic. Do you think I hit everything on the dot? Do you think, do you agree with some of the things I said? Do you disagree with some of the things I said? Let me know in the comments down below. And I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Appreciate you guys for subscribing. Literally, I jumped from like 45 to like 51. It's actually amazing. We're halfway through. Like, we're actually more than halfway to 100. And that's you know, that would be really awesome. So if you guys are new to the channel, I would suggest you subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and love.
Never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon, and I'll do it 'cause